I am not a foodie. I eat for fuel, not for taste, presentation, or status. I don't take pictures of food unless something is crawling out of it, and though I appreciate a good meal, I much more prefer to get through the meal and go on to the next thing. That's just me. Then again, I do have friends who snap photos of their food, gab and brag about the food they have made at home, and try to go out to all of the cool restaurants in order to say that they've eaten there. If you're a foodie, or if you're someone like me who's not, and couldn't give a fig about the ingredients of your meal, I think you're going to find something to scoff at, be shocked by, or just simply identify and enjoy in the menu. It dropped on HBO MAX a minute ago, and I finally got to see it. So here's what I thought. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. The Menu is now streaming on HBO MAX from Fox Searchlight. It's directed by Mylod and written by Seth Reiss and Will Tracy. Margot, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and Tyler, played by Nicholas Hoult, join a select few patrons as they visit an exclusive restaurant located on an isolated island. Chef Slowick, played by Fiennes, has prepared an elegant meal catered to his guests with some surprises thrown in. But Margot is not on the guest list, which concerns the chef greatly, but it appears everyone in this film has their secrets. Very, very dark secrets. The entire restaurant culture, be you a server or a patron, is ripe with hierarchy. I have quite a bit of experience in the serving industry, and if you've ever worked as a server, bartender, chef, security, or host, you'll most likely identify with this hierarchy. If you've ever raised your nose at one restaurant over another or criticized your food at a restaurant, you're aware of the experience as well. That's what the menu is all about. It's a clever comment on how it turns out everyone is a critic, no matter what side of the meal you're on. For our first course, what we have here are 2 slices of wheat bread, a healthy portion of exquisite Jif peanut butter, complemented by a thinner portion of Savory Smucker's grape jelly. There is an option to slice the sandwich in half, but I've chosen not to do so with this particular dish. What we have here is something I like to call peanut butter and jelly sandwich. In the menu, the customers are snobbish and focused on status, be it the status of what restaurant they have chosen, how many times they have chosen it, who is there in the restaurant, and who is seeing them at that restaurant. It's about everything but the food. The food is almost the least important part. You've got the foodie, played by Nicholas Hoult, the snobby food critic, played by Janet McTeer, her lapdog assistant, played by Paul Andelstein, the fading Hollywood star, played by John Leguizamo, his assistant, unfazed by his stardom, played by Amy Carrero, a well-to-do couple of regulars, played by Reed Birney and Who's the Boss's Judith Light, and a trio of bros who work for the owner and think the restaurant owes them for being there. Basically, every bad customer one might think of is present and accounted for, and the first portion of the menu is dedicated to getting to know them. To complement our peanut butter and jelly, our finest Brita water has been concocted by pouring water into the top of the Brita pitcher and letting it simmer in the refrigerator for a bit and chill before serving in a large cup. Another option is a small glass of 2% milk. Would you care to sniff the carton? After we get to know all of the elite customers who have attended the event, the second portion of the film gives insight on those serving the customers, mainly Fiennes as Chef Slowick, but also to a lesser extent Elsa, the hostess, played by Hong Chow, and the pair of line cooks played by Christina Bucado and Adam Heidecker. Elsa and the line cooks live to serve, impress, and gain the favor of Chef Slowick, which lead to their own downfall, but is very representative of how elevated the position of chef is in the service industry. Chef Slowick, on the other hand, is the perfect example of a professional in personal burnout. He's served for so long The once-loved process of creating food to please the palate has fizzled to simply work. There is no passion, and if you'll notice from these descriptions of the cast, no real care or passion for the food itself. That's the entire point of the menu, and cleverly, director Mark Mylod and his writers Seth Reiss and Will Tracy have concocted a wonderfully clever and deviously played horror movie around that concept. Up next is a Hot Pocket. This one is chicken ranch flavor. Unwrap and place into the microwave for 3 minutes. Left to cool in the microwave. Then I forgot about it, so I had to nuke it again. Anya Taylor-Joy is Grace, the outlier. As usual, she's the center attraction, displaying fantastic presence and poise, even though it's vague throughout the film which side of the menu she's on. Is she a server or a patron? Aside from the chef's intent, that's one of the mysteries of the menu, and Margot's presence befuddles Chef Slowick, who has prepared for every detail of this meal save for her. What plays out might be compared to such films as The Hunt, but while that film focused on being a commentary on political differences, the menu digs its satirical teeth into a more common theme of culture's obsession with consumption. The actors bring their own to all of these diverse characters, but they are less than characters still and more archetypes illustrating foodie and restaurant culture. But it's okay that these roles are shallower than most because the focus is on the mystery here. The simpler the players, the more the mystery takes center stage. And with every course, the menu ratchets up the mystery one suspenseful step at a time. This is an unpredictable movie. It's filled with talented actors who bring a lot to their roles, but like all good tales of suspense, it never loses its plot. Using the structure of a 5-course meal, each course reveals a little bit about the intentions of the chef, and while you know this is a horror movie, the menu takes its sweet time getting to the horror. I didn't mind that at all, because I was enjoying seeing these rich characters, despite their broad representations, interact and bounce off of one another, mostly so caught up in their own lives and obsessions to notice what is really going on around them. The final course on tonight's menu, I present Grubhub. Simply click on the icon, choose the restaurant, select the food of your liking, and then wait for the driver to arrive at the door. Gasp at the price you paid for your laziness, but forget about it by the time the food arrives. Open bag, lay the contents out haphazardly on your coffee table, eat, nap on couch. I'm not going to spoil the surprise revealed by the climax. It's a wonderful message, and Anya Taylor-Joy's role in it is downright perfect. Ralph Fiennes is sublime as the chef who once loved his job but now has grown to hate every aspect of it. Overall, the performances are fun and boppy. And don't think I didn't miss the irony of seeing Peter Grosz as the sommelier. Grosz plays one of the guys in the car in the Sonic commercials, if you didn't notice him. This was a very funny movie, mainly because you've seen, or maybe even been, some of these characters before. I loved every tension-filled minute of this subtle horror movie. It's a much more mature and nuanced take, but in the vast landscape of horror, sophisticated and whimsically clever films like The Menu are a rare find, but serve as a meal you'll remember.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be. Stuck inside your reality. You're